Hey, this is Flatlander Mike coming to you from Saskatchewan, Canada. And you may have looked at my videos and the track install part 1 and part 2. Well, today we're going to take the tracks off. It's just about spring here. Most of our snow is gone, although we're getting a little bit of snow once in a while. So we're going to take the tracks off and put the wheels back on. So for this you're going to need torque wrench, a 17mm socket to take the track off, about a 6-inch extension, and I've got an adapter on here because I have a 1/2-inch torque wrench and a 3/8 extension. And you're also going to need a 3/4 or 19mm socket, and that will take off the wheel spacers, and we'll also put the wheel nuts back on with the tires on. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the brackets off of the front. We're going to do the front first. Now, if you watched my video on installing, you'll know that there was 2 brackets that fit together. They sandwich together, and then there's 2 bolts in there. Now, I really thought about this for quite a while, and you know how to best leave it. Some people leave the brackets on, some people take them off. But with these brackets on the front, you cannot leave the bracket on and take the bolt out of the end that fits into the strut. You have to take the bracket off to get that bolt out. So I thought it would be just as easy. 2 bolts, nuts, just take it off, and you're all done until next year. So therefore I'm going to leave that anti-rotation strut in, attached to the bracket, so that I won't have to do any adjustments or anything. I'll just have to put the track back on, torque it, and then put the bracket on. And hopefully that's going to be easy. We'll find out next fall when I have to put the tracks back on. So first of all, we're going to take off the 2 bracket bolts that hold the brackets on to the control arm. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the bolts off. You need a 15mm wrench on top, 17mm socket below. Take these off. Now you could use an impact on these, but I'm old school. I don't want to wreck those self-locking nuts. You spin them too much, heats up the nylon, and actually ruins the locking nut. Okay, I got one. That's the other. Okay. There's the top bracket and there's the bottom bracket. Now all I have to do is jack it up and take that off. So we're going to do the other side. Okay, so we're going to do the second one. You saw my video on the seal replacement in the back. I apologize for the poor videography. Had some problems with the camera moving on me. Didn't get it quite in the right spot. Hopefully this one's going to be a little bit better. Okay, so I got the bolts out. There we go. Alright, so we're going to on the back now. I haven't jacked it up yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and leave these brackets on. Now apparently you can get these bolts out of the anti-rotation strut. You can get them out of the bracket. If I can, then I will leave these brackets on. I don't do a lot of mudding or anything. I just use it around the house in the summertime, hauling wood and stuff like that. So decided to just give it a try and see how it works. See if we can get this out. Okay, spacer. Okay, so I can. I'm going to have to bend that a little bit. Oh, maybe I can't get it out. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. All right. Oh, maybe. Tilted it. Oh, they will not come out. So we're going to put them back on. Put the strut back on, and we're going to take the brackets off. Wasn't planning on doing that, but my first year with tracks. So, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this nut back on. I'm going to tighten it up so I don't have to remember to do it in the fall. Make sure that bolt's down in the keeper there. Got a hexagon keeper in the bracket. Okay, so now let me get my stuff and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to pull this track off now. Maybe. Okay, all broken loose. So now I see I have the wheel stud on the top straight up and down. Then you can get at all of them without turning the track. Okay, got it. Okay, now pull off the wheel spacer. Alright. So far I've been working probably an hour, 20 minutes. They say it takes an hour to take them off. Well, it might if you have a hoist or whatever. And maybe two guys. But I think they're kind of pushing it. We'll see next year. Since this is my first year, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to just tighten that up. want to make sure it's good and tight. Okay. Hubcaps. See, I don't know if everyone's done this before, changed wheels, but they are directional. You put the arrow on the side of the wheel. It's not which way the V is, it's always pointing towards. If you put it the other way, it's always digging. This way it kind of pushes as it turns. You don't bury yourself as fast. Okay. Oh, I need wheel nuts. So the maintenance on the tracks for storage, I mentioned it before, but you are supposed to back off the tension on the track, and then you're supposed to stack them a certain way. So the two on the bottom, and then you're supposed to put the other two across the top of them and laying on their side. That's what they want you to do when they store them. But I mean, we get more winter here than we do summer, so they shouldn't be in storage very long. I'm thinking probably October, November, I'd be putting the tracks on again. I'm just going to snug these up. And like I said, when I've got them all on and on the ground, I'll go around. Torque them all to 75 foot-pounds. That's the factory specs. Okay, put the other back wheel on. Here. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're almost done here. Alright, I've set my torque wrench to 75 foot-pounds. And I'm going to go around and with the torque equal 75. floor. Okay, so the tracks are off, and we're going to do some maintenance there before we put them away. I'm going to put them in the shed, and wheels are all on, ready to go for the summer. I really like these tracks. For the amount of work it is, that's not a problem, because probably next year we're going to be using them for about 4 months or so. So 4 to 5 months. So they're well worth the money. We're going to do another video here shortly. Well, a couple actually. One is I'm going to add a fuse block because I have a lot of electrical accessories on. I'm going to be putting more on. So I'm going to put in a fuse block, and then I'm going to wire in some signal lights. So I'm just waiting for the parts to come from Amazon. I did not buy a kit. I found them up to 170, 180, 200 plus dollars. So I'll let you in on the secret when I get all the parts, how much it costs. I'm doing it, buying all the parts separately, and I'm sure it's not going to cost me $200. So anyway, this is Mike from Saskatchewan, Canada, signing out. Hope you enjoy this video. It gives you an idea of the kind of work that's involved in taking the tracks off, and hope you're looking forward to my next video.